idea. What is the new idea in human ecology is this. If you look at Radzil basically talks about man impacting nature and nature influencing man. In what way and what are the consequences? So Radzil's idea of man-environment relationship is what? Nature impacts man, so that is the environmental determinism angle. And man also impacts nature in what way and what consequence? The consequences are that we leave imprints of man on nature. The consequences are man tries to modify his activities and so on. But human ecology says that man-environment relationship should be studied as man's adjustment to nature. So in one way, okay, man does impact nature and nature does impact man, but the actual study should be in terms of man's adjustment to nature, like how life forms adjust with other biotic and abiotic components. So ये वाला theme है. This is typical of human ecology, which Radzil is not talking about as obviously. Radzil के case में implied है, okay, but it is not talking about. So that's why human ecology is a different type of understanding. And the moment I say man's adjustment to nature, this is mostly about how man modifies environment, okay, but we cannot ignore the limits of environment either. The moment I say it's more about how man modifies, this becomes possibilism. But we cannot ignore the limits. This becomes determinism. You can see this, page number 255 देखो, 255 and 254. 255 में देखो, look at the third paragraph. American geographer Harlan, or maybe look at the second paragraph, it says, Haeckel's view on ecology were highly influential in setting a trend in the study of man in relation to his environment. From about 1910 onwards, the term human ecology was frequently used to refer to the studies of this kind. Writing in the year 1946, American sociologist Richard Park had observed that human ecology deals with the web of life and the balance of nature, the concepts of competition, dominance, succession, biological economics, and symbiosis. Typically, what all we have in ecology. I talked about this, remember? I talked about equilibrium, balance. Okay, we have talked about how man impacts the other. You can add the concept of competition. Okay, you can talk about how everything is linked to one another, dominance and succession, the biological economics and symbiosis. His source of inspiration lay in the contemporary cross currents in biology. American geographer Harlan Barrows in 1923 echoed a similar sentiment in his presidential address to American geographers. He said, now this is very important, he said, to make clear the relationship existing between environment and distribution of activity of man from the standpoint of man's adjustment to nature rather than that of environmental influence. So human ecology hai kya? It's not simply about environmental influence, it's more about man's adjustment to the environment. Barrow's view had led a great deal of opposition. It's about man's adjustment, not simply about how man impacts nature and how nature impacts man. ठीक है? Examiners क्या ढूंढते हैं answer में? When they're checking an answer, what is it that they're looking at? What is it that they think is a good answer? All of them consistently told me 4 or 5 things. Number one, they say students should be encouraged at thinking on their own and developing their own opinion across different issues. It is not simply about tell us the 5 points of agriculture reforms, mentioning the 2 important features of the constitution, tell us what are the programs which have been launched. It's not simply about tell me the 5 factors that are responsible for maybe pandemic problem. ऐसे नहीं है. They said students, I mean, what they look for in candidates is, can the person think? Can the person give his own opinion? And how good or bad he is in articulation of his ideas. So, this is consistently, all of them say this. The second thing they said is that they're looking for something creative, something, a novel way of answering any question. It could be a straight direct question, but can the student think on what can be a new way of answering? They're looking at novelty. They're looking at a structured process. When you say something, there must be a logic in what you say. Okay, this is कि कोई भी answer में ना right wrong होता नहीं है, because the moment I say subjective answers, if I ask you, what do you think about Greta Thunberg? Do you think that she is being politically used by maybe some agencies? End of the day, she is a small girl. Okay, अब ठीक है, she has grown up over the years. A small girl, what does she know about political movements? And it's impossible she is working on her own. So what do you think, that is she politically used? देखो इसमें ना, you cannot have one right answer. We do not know what's happening behind. आप बताओ, आपका क्या opinion है? What is your opinion? What do you think? That yes, no, I'm not sure. My opinion is, end of the day, a child should be studying. Or my opinion is, we should be encouraging children to take positions. My opinion is, okay, if she can inspire at least some kind of responses by the fact that a girl is doing this, it's nice. What is your idea about, and should we do it or not? Can we have Fridays for climate? So कोई भी आंसर का सिंपल यस नो है ही नहीं, तो आपको सोचना पड़ेगा. Okay, so you need to start thinking. You need to have a novel way of answering. You'll have to have some structure, and you have to substantiate. ये बहुत important है. Don't just say what you want to say. आप substantiate करो. Okay, so अगर आपको question समझ में नहीं आ रहा है, you can't articulate. अगर आपको question का मीनिंग ही पकड़ में नहीं आ रहा है, you can't develop a structured answer. अगर क्लैरिटी नहीं है कि what exactly is a question demanding, then you can't answer as creatively. So, I mean, that is precisely the objective with which we are trying to help you with even current affairs. It's not simply कि आज के न्यूज में बताओ 4 जगह important क्या था, कि आज के न्यूज में what was that important thing discussion that they did in maybe some summit. You have to think around it. Does it sound wise? Does it sound appropriate? Does it look like a sincere effort? What can India do on that? What is your view on relevance to India? I've been discussing this with a good range of people now. In fact, I was able to talk to somebody from geography also. They happen to be part of the examiners sometime back, 4-5 years back. Okay, उन्होंने भी यही कहा geography में, कि geography में the answers are becoming too superficial. Students don't seem to be thinking about what the question is. They simply want to pump the words, write a page and get out of it. ना वो अपना analysis डाल रहे हैं, ना वो सोच पा रहे हैं, not able to communicate what they understand. So why I'm saying all of this to you is, guys, you need to have the pressure of syllabus, but you also need to go beyond syllabus. You have to have the pressure of, okay, I must complete 10-15 topics in 4-5-6 months or whatever, and then go beyond it. उसके beyond भी जाइए आप. सोचिए कि क्या पूछा है, क्यों पूछा है, what could this mean in different ways and so on.